finishing up this part, and I'm thinking a part of these Christmas cookies, which will be interesting. I think that'll be a bit of a challenge to put together, but we'll see. I'm still amazed by this extra puzzle piece from yesterday, so we'll see what today brings. Box is empty. No more pieces in here. So my plans for today are doing some stitching, some cleanup. I want to record, I don't know if I'll show all of the Project 53 pieces that I've done so far, or that I'll split it in 2 videos. We'll see about that. And then, I don't know, do some more stitching probably. I still have to send out some Christmas cards, get those ready for the mail tomorrow. Now, have you sent out Christmas cards? Do you send out Christmas cards? We received a few cards already from some customers, got some from friends, got some from overseas friends, which is really lovely. I'm always a little stressed getting them out. I'd prefer to get them out like a week ago, and then that just never happens. So they'll be a bit late, but other than that, I think they'll go out tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna try and get this puzzle back, or at least get these puzzle pieces back to where they belong, and I'll catch up with you later. Well, look what I found in this box. The missing piece from day 12. There it goes. Okay, so that mystery is solved, and so far so good. Now all puzzle pieces are accounted for. Let's keep our fingers crossed that in the next 7 boxes I get every piece that I need. Back to the puzzling. Okay, so this went pretty quickly, I have to say. Is it counted for as cheating if you look on the box to see which piece is supposed to go where, or is that just being smart? I have no idea. I had to check the box a few times because I wasn't sure how I had to put the pieces. But as you can see, this is moving along nicely. There we go. Okay, day 18 is done and all the pieces are accounted for. I guess that's the running gig of this puzzle, are all the pieces in the box. Anyway, so far so good. Now I'm gonna get ready for the rest of the day, and I'll talk to you later today. Bye. Okay, I promised you a stitchy update for today, and I have a couple more finishes for my Project 53 series. To start with, this is a Prairie Schooler free graph. Well, it's not a free graph anymore. It was one of those little cards that it would include with an order to your LNS years ago. And the way I remember that the story was told is that when printing her charts, the designer behind the Prairie Schooler decided to use cut-off paper for the little cards. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe somebody else knows. But you can imagine if you print paper and you need to cut it to size, it might be with her Santas, I don't know. But that's always how I thought it went. And these are now available in little packs that your LNS can order. These little charts were, you know, they were like maybe 2 by 3 inches. And they went for a lot of money on eBay at a certain time. So check with your LNS if you want to stitch them. So this is one of the Halloween houses. I used the same thread combination as I did for my little Quaker owl from Darling and Whimsy. And then I also stitched the little owl that is still on her website. So if you check the prairieschooler.com or prairieschooler.com, there is still a free graph available, and it is this one the last time I checked. It's an adorable little owl, and I loved stitching him. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to finish this, but I think they might be turned into little Halloween ornaments. So those two were stitched this summer, I think. Then I finished stitching one of the kits that I had. Let me show you the kit first. This is the kit. And it was a kit by Jeanette Douglas a long time ago. I think when I originally showed it to you that it was from 2014. Well, of course, that hasn't changed, but it just shows you that it's been a while since this kit was out. I still have the remaining floss and the felt and the button to do the finishing. So I'm hoping to turn this into a lovely little pin pillow. This is the stitching. As you can imagine, this was a fairly quick stitch to do. It was a lot of fun. And it was stitched with sampler threads wool, which was, I'm not very good with stitching with wool. I know that DMC has wool as well. And Overa Soie has a line of wools. My problem with wools is that it gets on my lungs for somehow. I think the fibers that get into the air when you pull the thread through the fabric is what bothers me. But this was okay, and I'm very happy that I finished it. I'm trying to figure out if, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I tried to see if the lighting was better if I set the camera on the other side of the table, but it's not. So I'll do it with this way. Anyway, this was a lot of fun to stitch. Then I stitched with silky threads. Let me put something behind here. And now I'm trying to figure out what the right side up is. This is a graph by Historische Stickmuster. I think it's called Printemps 1 or 2. And this summer we kitted it up with a silky thread pack to go along with it. You just need 5 colors, and it was a lot of fun to pick 5. It's a kind of spring summery colors for this little kit. So this will be turned into, I think, either a little pin pillow or we'll make it into a little frame piece. It was stitched with 1 strand of silky over 30 count fabric. And as you can see, the silky really covers it very, very nicely. I won't say that I'm converted to silky because I've liked it from the start, but I really enjoy the silky threads. Then I have a finish that's a Blackbird Designs. This is Harvest Pumpkins, Harvest something. It is in one of the new books that came out last year, I think. I stitched this with a water lilies silk on 36 count. I think this was Cappuccino by Fiber on a Whim. It's stitched 1 over 2. And my friend Bernadette and myself worked on this every other Sunday this year. So on the first Sunday of the month, we will stitch on Catherington by Needlework Press, which I showed in a previous video. And then the next Sunday, we would stitch on this Blackbird piece until we got it both finished, this one, and now we're working full-time on Catherington, and we're trying very hard to both get her finished before the end of the year. But this was a lot of fun to stitch. I kept the thread separately because in the book is also October 31st, which is also done in 1 color, and I'd love to stitch that with the same silk and the same fabric combination so that they'll match. Then I stitched another piece, which is gonna look kind of funny because you don't see the end result. This is from Quakers and Quilts by La Di Da, and I stitched it with a hold on. Okay, I had a sneeze. This is stitched with a mystery silken colors. If you recall my box with the silken colors from a few videos ago that I'm gonna use for my 2024 project, the Twingy project, I showed you this little, like a golf ball size of thread that had all these kind of Halloween-y colors. Well, I wanted to use it for this piece. And let me see. I don't know if I have the buttons in here. I do. Hold on. Hold on. So when I was in the US for Nashville market, I already have this piece in mind, and what I want to do is put these buttons in here and then turn it into a decorative little pillow. This was stitched with 2 strands on 28 count flex linen by Zweigart, and it was just, you know, this is the kind of stitching that you do when you want to relax, when you don't want to have to think too hard about stuff. And I had a lot of fun doing this. There are more Quaker and Quilts designs in the chart, so I might do another one, but this was like a very quick fix-me-up when I needed it. Then, let's see, that's the other buttons. This was a, well, it still is a gift for somebody, and I'm hoping that I can hand it over in Nashville. It's from a La-Di-Da Free Craft. It's on our website. It's Heart in Hand. I think it's called Heart in Hand. What I did is I stitched just the hand part and then duplicated it for the back. And now all I need to do, so this isn't 100% finished, is add our initials and the year in here. And then I'll turn it into a little scissor fob. So stay tuned for that. I might tackle this over the next coming days, because I just need to graph out the initials and the year and make sure that it looks good, kind of evenly spread across this space here. But this one, that was actually the only one that counted for my project 53. So this one is done. Then you can see this, this was a kit from, let me turn it around. This was a kit from from Dying to Stitch that I signed up for a couple of years ago. And I already stitched this. It's in our Halloween fall display always, but it's a very cute kit. Then I stitched the last one of my, what was it called? Seasons. Not imprints, but it's by Heart in Hand Needle Art, and I have stitched the cardinal, the owls, the bunny, and now I stitched the fish. This is on 40 count linen. It's just, I think it's like an off-white by Zweigart, and I stitched it 1/2, and the threads are not the called for. I just picked a blue, a green, and a darker brown that I had in my stash. Let me bring it up a little bit so you can see. Darn, I'm still trying to think of the name of the chart. Seasons. Well, it'll come to me or not. You can look it up. These were extremely fun to stitch. I love how Cecilia is able to get a lot of details into these figures without using a ton of colors. I always joke that I don't want to stitch with more than 10 colors, but basically that's what I like, or what I don't like if it's more than 10 colors. So this was a lot of fun. It was quite a bit of stitching. Those fish take up quite a while to stitch, but they're done now, and we have 2 frames that we can put them in, and then we can exchange them as the seasons come along. So I'm sure that you'll see the bunny, you know, sometime spring next year. Then this was a little stitch that we got for our French stitch in August. The French stitch in August was Halloween themed, and we got this little graph prior to the event, which I thought was really nice. It really gets you into the mood. It is stitched with the called for DMC 2/2 on a 25 count linen. I just had the scrap laying around and I thought it was perfect for the pillow. I figured if I did it on like a 36 or a 40 count, it would be really, really tiny. And I kind of wanted this to, I don't know, show up a bit. So I'm very pleased with how it turned out. Now I just need to finish it. And then I've shown one of these before, but I don't think I've shown them both. I stitched these. These are from Margie M. Unfortunately, we don't have the chart in stock anymore. I think I stitched this one first with Sulky on 36 count linen fabric. The color of fabric, unfortunately, is also discontinued. So sometimes Twigert make decisions about colors that I don't really get, because this is a great color and I honestly don't understand why they discontinued it, but you know, I don't have anything to say about that. Well, the last time I checked with them and asked for a specific color, they said I could get it if I ordered 300 meters. So that's something like 350 yards. Well, I don't need that many of one color, I'm sorry. Anyway, I stitched the snowman, and I love how they all have this little house in their body, so to speak. And I might have said this before, there's another angel in the chart, but to be honest, I'm not much of an angel stitcher. So what I'm thinking of doing is that she has a Santa in another chart, and I'm thinking of using the angel's body for the Santa and then turn a Santa and have 3 of these little pillows just for myself to enjoy over Christmas. And again, as you can see, the sulky covers the 36 count so beautifully. I just really, this was the first time I think I stitched with sulky, and I was sold, honestly. So those 2 are finished as well. Then I have a teeny tiny finish. This comes from Festive Little Fobs, and this is the Harvest Edition. And this is stitched 1/2 on 40 count café au lait. And as you can see, it's really teeny tiny. It's supposed to be turned into a little strawberry. So I'll again talk to Kobe about this if she thinks it's doable, because I think it'll be adorable to have a couple of these tiny strawberries from these Festive Little Fobs. If you haven't checked out her Festive Little Fobs, if you are looking for a quick stitch, something to stitch for a gift, then these charts are really the best. They are, I think, around 11.75 euros, so not hideously expensive. I mean, expensive is something different for everybody, but I think it's very reasonable priced, and you get like 10 to 11 different motifs all around the same theme. So with the Harvest one, you would get like another strawberry that had an acorn on it, something with a squirrel. You get like a scissor fob. You could do like a tiny drum. You could do a lot of different things. I showed you what I did with the Valentine Festive Fobs, and that I stitched 3 motifs next to each other to make a thread keep. So lots of opportunities, and they are also great to just use up whatever stash you have. For this, I don't know what I picked, but I just had, you know, it was like I need a dark brown, a green, a regular brown, and a, you know, pumpkin color thread, and that's what I looked for, and that's what I stitched. So, Festive Little Fobs. Check them out if you haven't already. Then this one, I actually have the chart here, is not finished. This is Mary by Mojo Stitches. And this is stitched on a, I don't know whether this was 40 or 46 count Café au lait by Fiber on a Whim. I have to admit the count, I think it's a 46, and I think that's why it's not finished yet, because I can pretty much only stitch this during the day. So on a Sunday usually for me, maybe in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to do some stitching on this. I absolutely love the font for Mary. I think that's so beautiful. And I have to stitch a whole bunch of trees, 2 houses, some snowflakes. So this is not nowhere near close to being finished. But I hope to get it done for Christmas next year. So that is Mary. And then let me see, I think that's about it for today. The one thing I haven't shown yet, I think, is the Dolphin from Seaside Series 3 by JBW Designs. You know, I'm a huge fan of JBW Designs. Let me put this to the side. I stitched this for a friend for her birthday, and I will see if I can insert a photo here so that you can see how it turned out. It was stitched 1/2 on 36 count linen with a, I'm inclined to say like a sea color blue-green that I thought matched with the design, and finished into a, yeah, what would you call that? I had Kobe finish it in such a way that she can either put it on a little easel or she can put like a little wooden stick in it and put it in like a vase or a plant or wherever she wanted to put it. So I'll insert the photo here. And then I have two gifts to share that but I received this in November. This is from the mother of a dear customer. And Nancy, I know you watch my video, so I hope you watch this. I absolutely love this. This is a needle book that she made herself. She embroidered my name on a piece of fabric, and then it has 4 pages for my needles. So now, now that I've shown it, I can start using it, because as you can see, my favorite place of putting a needle is to, this is a good example. I always park it somewhere at the top of my fabric. So here we go. The first needle is rescued. I'll leave this one for 24 needles. Then this one will be my 26 needles. There we go. Now I can find my needles. Thank you so much, Nancy. It was such a sweet gift. Totally not necessary, but so much appreciated. And I will start using it now. And then I got a beautiful little scissor fob. And Heidi, I know you listen as well. You watch. That's it for today. I thought I'd rearranged my finished project so you had something nice to look at instead of the table. I'm looking forward to doing another week of these Flossmas videos. The last one will be up on December 24th, and I'll just take you along on whatever's going on this week. I'd say have a great evening, enjoy whatever you're doing. I hope you get some time to stitch. I am still working on my Blackbird stocking. This morning I had to rip out my stitching of I think about 45 minutes, so that was a lot of fun. But I've managed to restitch that part, and I might go on and see what I can get done today. My fingers are itching to start a new project. I might go for the Joyeux Noël by Artful Offerings. I don't know, I'd have to look for whatever fabric and threads I'm going to use. And then there's the Tree Lot by Handwerk Designs that I would love to stitch. And I have a silky conversion in mind for that. Anyway, enjoy your evening, and I hope to talk to you again tomorrow. Bye. Such a happy cat. Is it time for a nap? Is it time for a nap?